Hello, so today we're going to just break down our warrior poses a little bit. Really important foundational yoga poses in your practice and certainly always a part of my classes. So I thought going over them a little bit, learning about really what you're doing in each pose, what the purpose is, and your proper alignment would be a great way to start. So let's just come to the top of our mats and find your feet about hip distance and bring your hands to heart center. You can rock forward and back a little bit on your feet. Get yourself balanced here and centered. Take a deep breath in. Exhale, side out. Good, and then just pick up your left foot, step it back and ground the outer edge down, rotating the foot about 3/4 out and bending your right leg. So this is your basic stance and setup of your lower body and your legs in Warrior One. I'm bringing my hands to my hips so that I can square my left hip, left chest, and left shoulder forward. So what we're trying to accomplish here is stretching the front of our left hip flexor muscles. So important for our mobility as we are growing older and aging. It's keeping our hips stretched and flexible and strong and keeping our range of motion here, right? So one of the important things I like to emphasize is wrapping the outer edge of your back foot down on the mat. That's going to deeply stretch this back leg. And then I'm going to rotate everything forward. I'm going to inhale my arms out and up and relax my shoulders down. And I'm going to pull the belly in and up towards the spine. Keeping this bend. And notice my right knee here. It's behind my ankle. So you could be right over your ankle or behind it, but not this. That's really bad for your knee. So if that's happening, you probably have to widen your stance. Another correction or modification would be if you're really tight in your hips and this feels very challenging, you can step your left foot out a little bit, give yourself a little more space, or step it in closer towards the other foot. So you have to play around with it, but my Warrior One legs are going to be closer together than in my Warrior Two when I open up, when I show you in a second. So another thing is, and by the way, I've been holding this for so long, so my back leg's on fire, my left hip getting a huge stretch. I'm keeping my right thigh super strong and hugging it in towards the midline of the body, and then I'm going to lift up and grow tall. So you can create a crescent stretch here, bending the spine, but you don't want to over bend and crunch into your low back. You want to pull the belly in, tuck the upper ribs back, lift the heart to the sky. Of course, you can have any arms, you can find a clasp, just showing you where this could go. You could reach forward and even pull your right arm back, coming into a twist. So different things here. Inhale up, keeping that bend all the while. So now I'm going to open up to my Warrior Two. You can see how I will adjust my feet a little bit wider. This is going to be different for everyone. But usually your front heel, your right heel, should line up with the center of your back foot or towards the back of your back foot, if that makes sense, anywhere in that space there. Once again, wrapping the outer edge of my back foot down, almost lifting the arch of my left foot, deeply stretching my left leg, getting a huge hip opener here. Softening my right thigh open, keeping that deep bend, and again, knee over ankle or slightly behind. A lot of times, it makes me nuts, right? I'll see like a drug commercial on TV, and they'll have people like doing yoga poses because, you know, they're happy on their drugs that they got, and you see this. And I don't know who approved that, but anyway, terrible for your knees. Keep your knee over your ankle or behind it. Draw the belly in and up. Soften those hips open. Extend the arms super strong, engaging the triceps. My arms are working here, just out in the air. And I ran, let's say 2 days ago, I ran 7 miles, right? So my feet get pretty sore and stuff. So this is an incredible stretch on my back foot. I'm relaxing my shoulders, pulling the belly in, lifting the crown of the head to the sky. This is my warrior two. If you want to drop the arms, relax your shoulders, even straighten out for a second. So I have to move my feet because I've been in this position for a little while. I'm just gonna shake it out a little and then come back into warrior two. Arms super strong. Remember, you're not surfing forward, you're nice and straight. You're drawing your belly in and up, pointing your tailbone straight down. This is your really amazing warrior two. And your feet are pulling the mat apart in opposite directions. So you're activating all the little teeny tiny muscles and spaces in your legs and your hips, your glutes. It's amazing. Good. So I'm gonna relax for a second. Now I'm gonna rotate myself into warrior three. Number of ways you could do that. Big balancing pose, leg strength. So I'm gonna just actually take my hands to my hips. Start to rotate back forward, right? You can even just rotate back through your warrior one if you wanted to. Bring your hands to your hips is one option. And the goal here is when you lift up, to find your right hip right over your ankle. Crazy leg strengthener. Second most important point, pull your belly in. Third, drop your left hip down so it's even with your right. That's the challenge there. Squeezing those inner thighs together. Super strong lifted leg. I like to flex my lifted leg, at least when I first come up, because it creates that action. Then I might reach forward, relax my shoulders, point toes. Of course, I cannot hold this as long as I was holding warrior one and warrior two, but showing you the proper alignment here. Working balance. I'm going to bend my right leg and step back to warrior one. Lift up. Look, I'll show you again. Warrior two. Feet plugged in. Awesome. And then I can just step my back foot in, maybe even bring my hands behind into a clasp. Right? Sometimes it's not so smooth. Finding your lift off, and other days your balance is really strong. This is working my right foot, my right ankle, Achilles tendon, calf, hamstring, crazy strengthening in the glutes and the hips. And then I'll step back to my warrior one. Good, hands to heart. Step your left foot in to meet your right. Shake it out. So that was a little lesson on warrior one, warrior two, warrior three. Why don't we just do it one more time on the other side? So, I will face this way. My feet, woo, they're tired. I'm gonna lift up my right foot, step back and round it. Right? I don't really like where I place my foot, so I'm gonna adjust it. And remember, now it's all about the right hip here in this side of warrior one. I'm gonna draw my right hip, my right chest, my right shoulder forward and bring hands to heart. And this is funny because whenever I teach classes, like for the history of teaching classes, whenever I get into warrior one, then I end up just getting out of it and walking around because I just don't love it. I don't love the way it feels on my hips, but it's what I need. So I'm gonna pull my belly in, wrap the outer edge of my back foot down, lift the arch, inhale up. Good, and if you want, you can switch it up. Let's come right to warrior three instead. Lifting up the back leg. Maybe here, maybe not the best view, but dropping my right hip down so they're level, squeezing my thighs together, engaging abdominal muscles, core. Super strong standing leg. Then I could step back to my warrior one and just unwind open, getting situated here in my big, really strong, really active warrior two. Arms strong. Soften my left thigh open so I can see my toe, big toe at least. Wrapping the outer edge of the back foot down, back leg super straight, arms super strong. And breathing here, right? This is when you might start to hold your breath or the breath gets stuck. Pull the belly in, grow tall. Good, let's straighten the left leg. Bring the toes in. Just take a little stretch so we don't come off our mats feeling tense. You can find a clasp if you want. Take an inhale, toes are slightly in. Exhale, fold to the floor. Just getting one big leg stretch in for myself. Gently feeling like I'm gonna try to pull my fingers apart. Doing some good work for my shoulders. I just got some little cracks out of my upper back. Releasing the hands. Walk forward, inhale, lengthen out. Exhale, fold. Reach your hands for outer calves if you want, or walk them through your legs. This feels amazing. Make sure you shift your weight forward slightly and you don't hyperextend. Elbows drop out. Breathe in and out. Good. And as I bring my hands to the floor, I'm going to pop my heels in and place my hands on my inner thighs towards the knees. Pointing tailbone down, drop the belly, lift the heart, inhale. It's like a cow pose, and then exhale, round out. Slowly coming up, rolling up, a little tough on the balance. Inhale your arms out and up. Bring your hands to heart. One last little stretch for your feet. Heel toe your feet together. Good job. Namaste. Have an awesome day.